Hello, and thank you for participating in our online annual discipline-specific activity. For those of you that I've not met, I'm Kaylee Malsey, the Associate Dean of School Partnerships here at Penn Highlands Community College. While I have communicated with all of you in some form or another, it is my pleasure to work with each one of you. As many of you know, we typically hold an in-person event each fall, allowing you to work face-to-face with the college faculty and our college faculty liaisons to talk about many topics, including course content, delivery methods, assessment, or research and development in the field. This event is a requirement of our NACEP accreditation. While it saddens us that this year we were unable to hold an in-person event due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our liaisons have worked hard to provide an opportunity for us to still meet the requirements in some face-to-face format. In the fall, faculty liaisons held live Zoom meetings with ACE faculty. We understand that not everybody was able to attend these meetings at the specific time, but the meetings were all recorded and have been uploaded for you to complete and view at your leisure. Supporting documents from all of these meetings are also included on the training pages. We appreciate your time in completing the annual discipline-specific activity. There is a short survey that we are asking you to complete once you have completed the training. If you have any questions regarding this training or other requirements, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me at kmalsey@pennhighlands.edu or give me a call at 814-262-3859. Thank you again for your dedication to the students and your participation in the ACE program. Thank you.
All right, so we are recording. So I wanted to welcome everyone to the 2020 science. This is the biology and the physics, but I don't think we have anybody on from, well, I don't know, Penny, what are you teaching this right now? Are you physics or are you bio?
Both.
Both this year?
And anatomy and physiology too.
Oh, good. So you're just going to hit them all this year.
Oh yeah.
That's fun times, fun times.
Yep.
Yes, this is the one for the science then, and the physics for it. Chem is having a separate one this year with it. So I'm going to share out my screen just so we can see the agenda. And again, maybe this is better because then you guys don't get free food tonight, but makes it really short. That's for sure with it. So usual stuff we went over. How's the master syllabus with everyone? I did want to ask, because one of the things, and hopefully everyone has seen updated ones, and you might want to take a look at this. We have changed all of the footers in our master syllabi. So hopefully the ones you have, so how you know it's the most current master syllabi, it is really short now down at the bottom. Like before, it had a ton of information down there with dates and everything. And now it's just basically, it would be the last name of a person, of the course owner. I don't actually own any of the bio ones. So for you guys, for A&P, I think it's going to be CSAC that's on there. For physics, it would be me for the physics one. And then for the bio, it's probably Mitchell down at the bottom in the footer. So, and it'll have the date on it. The school's making an effort to make sure that everyone always has the correct master syllabi. So in the spring, we started going through a process to make sure that everybody would have these. So we have a new process of where these updated master syllabi are kept and where they're going to. Also, as a side note, just in case you do hear this, the college has also decided to remove the word master from master syllabi, and now it is called the approved course syllabus for it. So in case you hear that term for it, just know that that's what they're talking about now. Probably not something that's going to be mainstream lingo for a while. And I really won't get into all the logistics on why that decision was made. But in case you see it, And I actually have master course syllabus there. I honestly probably should have changed that to be consistent to say approved course syllabus that was there for it. So just take a look at them though, in case you haven't gotten one from us for a while. I can send you the updated ones. The biggest thing that's been changing is books. A lot of the book companies we've been changing. You guys don't have to use our books anyway for it. You can use what you have in your classrooms, of course, with it. But that's probably the largest thing that has been changing for us is the books on there with it. Now, everybody online doesn't have a visit this year because some of you guys had visits last year. I don't, Penny, do you have one for Chem or do you have anything this year? Do you know?
I did not have a visit for chemistry last year, no.
Okay. So I don't know, you might have one in the spring. I'm not sure. I know. What's that?
For which class?
I'm not really sure.
Because you observed me 2 years ago in my A&P course, Sherri. You came down that day. I do remember that.
Right. So I did that one. And have we done physics?
No, not recently.
Because I know this fall I had 3 physics to do, which we've done those. So it might be a physics year because Brian, I was in your class last year for an observation. Pretty sure that was last year. And then Rebecca, I was in yours too. So none of you guys have anything as far as assessment that is going on. There's really nothing unless you're observed. You don't have to turn in the common assessment material. So for everybody online, we don't have to go over that. For those of you who might be watching this, and I'm just going to add this in here in case someone is watching the recorded one later. If you do have a visit that I come out and sit in on your class, I would give you the information on the common assessment. Usually it's a question that we put on a quiz or you put on a test, and then you would have the kids who took the class as Penn Highlands credit take that, and then you would report it back to me. There's a form that you fill out and say you have 5 kids who are Penn Highlands students and all 5 took it. 3 of them received an A, 1 received a B, and 1 received an F. And then you would report that data back to me. But again, that's just for people who have visits in the classroom. So we don't have to really worry about that too much for it. So evaluation, again, not much to say in there for it. And then, so the big topic, I guess, is, you know, where are your schools? Does it look like in the spring I met every single group, physics, bio, chem separately, and we talked about where you guys were at and if you were going to be able to meet the learning objectives. How are you guys feeling this year on how you're moving through the school year and how it looks with meeting the objectives on our master syllabus? Are you guys on track with it? Well, Penny, go ahead. You go first and then we'll go around.
We are face-to-face instruction. We have been since August 26th. So far, because of the other things that we normally have going on in the fall, we haven't had any interruptions. So I'm actually ahead a little bit in my curriculum, which is a positive thing.
Great.
Because we haven't had extra field trips and things that go on normally because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually ahead of the game right now, and I'm feeling pretty positive in case we would decide to go online, which I am ready for that now. I was not as prepared for that in the spring, of course. So yeah, it's happening right now. We're in school 5 days a week, in-person instruction so far.
That's good. Okay, that's awesome. Brian?
As of now, we're in really good shape. But as you know, we just started going virtual. Hopefully we come back full time. But as far as content, I'm in good shape at this point.
Okay, good. That is good. And then Rebecca said there. So Rebecca, Richland's hybrid, right? Well, I know we're hybrid, so we're hybrid. But Rebecca, you guys are hybrid, and then you're going totally virtual this week, so no one's going to class anymore. Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. I've streamlined like the labs so that the students can get the labs done while they're hybrid, or I videotape myself doing the lab for virtual, so they're getting all of that information, and then we're just trying to streamline, what they need to know, and test them on it, and it's all virtual. It's virtual learning, but like the hybrid, we get to see the kids during the day, but all the things that they turn in is online, which is nice actually, because I'm not correcting germy papers anymore.
Yeah, it definitely cuts down on the paper with turning everything in online and that. And how are you guys like with resources and everything? Pretty good? Because I know
I'm
in
in
the
good shape.
spring. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm in good shape. As of now, like, so I'm a little concerned if we go full remote, but as of now, I'm in good shape.
That sounds good. Penny?
If it's possible, if we're still in school, I don't know, but like second semester, I had borrowed the muscle torso from you guys before, like the muscles and stuff, Sherri, to use in my A&P course.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if that might be a possibility yet again. If you could let me know somewhere down the line. It won't be until next semester, but that is something that's on my list of something I might be able to use, would like to use in my course if you have those available for me.
Sure. Yeah, just ask, and as long
Okay.
as it's not conflicting. And I actually think they did A&P 1 now. That's what Matt's doing. So they did the cats and everything in the muscle group. So they might be free and clear come next semester.
Okay. Those were very helpful for my students 2 years ago, and if we could use those again, that would be awesome.
Yeah, just let me know, and I can drive it down or however you want to pick it up. And
Thanks, Sherri.
yeah, and just so everybody knows, Penn Highlands, it's weird. There's probably about 12 of us who we've been face-to-face all semester, and we surveyed our students on what they wanted to do because the school suggested going virtual last week for it. And my students, the math students, the chem students, a lot of the science kids didn't want to leave, basically. So we haven't left. So we're still on campus. So the campus is open. You can get into it. Any of the kids can come up to it. So we can get it anything you guys would need. If you need anything from us, we're there. And the ACE office, there's someone there, either Kaylee or Sarah is there every day of the week. So we're still there 5 days a week. Some of the classes, I know I heard from some people, like they'd be like, oh, I heard you went all online and now you're all virtual. I'm like, no, I go to work every day and I teach there for it. So there are some classes that have, people ask me what we're doing in the spring. We don't know. It's just kind of day to day, and we'll see what happens. I would say the majority of our students definitely don't want to be online, especially the kids who were virtual in the spring. The ones that I have, especially in my Bio 1 classes, they don't want to do that again because they said we, had to teach ourselves last spring by doing all kind of stuff, and we don't want to go back to that. So the kids definitely have a different viewpoint. What we have found, because the math teacher and I were laughing just as a side note, is the kids who voted, because we sent surveys out through Schoology, and the kids who said that they'd rather be online were the kids who had D's or F's in our classes. So it kind of goes to show you, it's like, yeah, you guys probably are just thinking, okay, if I can go online and maybe cheat the rest of the way through the end of the semester, I might pass this class. So it was just some interesting data that when you see from the kids' perspectives, who wants to stay and who wants to leave. So that's been interesting. I know I've shared with you guys the FET Colorado stuff. I still use that a lot in my teaching, especially if I have a student, actually, believe it or not, all semester, and I've had 120 kids. And out of the 120, I only had one the entire semester who had to quarantine so far, which I thought was pretty amazing for it. And when she had to be in quarantine, I just gave her an alternative assignment on the PhET labs and did it that way, and it worked out. She actually also FaceTimed in the one lab we did because she had to be out for 2 weeks, which was great. Her lab partner just carried her around on the phone, and she sat there and watched everything. So she was able to write up the lab report with it. So again, it's just being resourceful right now and doing what you can for things. Have you guys learned anything that has been really beneficial out there that you've been able to see with students that might work well for anybody else? Remember, we're probably going to have 10 to 15 people watching this in the spring too. So if there's anything like, hey, this is working great in my class and I've done it and we're in this modality of teaching right now.
You know what, Sherri, I did an assignment at the beginning of the year, and now I'm just doing it this week as well. I had a Google slide that I put everybody's name on, and they had to present their information. Like the first one was like a getting to know you, like a comic strip of what they did over the summer or the last 6 months, and they had to put pictures and tell us what they accomplished or what did they do over the summer or what did they do during COVID. And then I used it again just this week for muscles. What they had to do is they had to present on a video 5 muscles and their exercises or stretches. And so that Google slide provided a way for them to insert the video and insert the muscle origin, insertion, and action. And then that way every kid can look at what was shared. And I think it might actually work out better than what I normally do in class, just because the kids were, they seemed really interested and excited about making the video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's worked for me. Now I'll see what happens tomorrow when they have to turn it in. But I think they were excited. They wanted to be I don't know, I guess Richard Simmons of our era.
That's good. Yeah, it's good to see if you can get them excited about something at this point, and they're just doing the work, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything exciting and new in their classrooms?
I wouldn't call it exciting, but I video my classes, and I have 10 remote kids, and that seems to be beneficial. And even the kids that miss from time to time, I could just put them on Google and they don't get behind that way. So I find that to be helpful, just videoing all my classes every day.
Yeah, we do a lot of videoing in the spring. When we stopped and we had the ability to automatically start taping ourselves. So we were kind of a little bit ahead of the game than maybe a lot of the high school people were. And it was funny because you can look at all the analytics of how many people open all those videos and everything. And it was funny because it was just like a normal school year where it's the first, 3 weeks of it, man, everybody was watching those videos. And then it was less and less. And then the last week, no one opened the videos. It was they were done. So it is kind of funny how you see those patterns, and it's neat that you can track a lot of that stuff. And I'm sure with some of I don't know how much you guys get to look in the back end at Google Analytics, if you're using Google and Google Docs, or if you have a true LMS that your school district is using, and you can track all that. Because I tell my kids, I'm I can pretty much see everything you do when you log on, where your IP address is coming from, how long it takes you to take it. So I'm don't email me and tell you that, you opened it 4 hours before it was due when you really opened it 10 minutes, and then tell me, oh, it closed and I didn't realize that it was due. No, you didn't. And I'll take screenshots of it and then I send it to them, and they're oh, okay, called my bluff. I'm yeah, I did. So it's interesting, that's for sure. I think the math people struggle the most with this, just because I know our math people talk about the cheating is just rampant. So because the kids use photo math and the kids use Socratic, and basically they can just, because the math teachers say, I didn't even teach this method to do it, and they're writing down how to do a problem on stuff we never taught them. And they're getting it from photo math and Socratic. And they said, what do you do about that? How do you, And we've talked a lot about that, and I don't know if your schools have, but like, how do you feel about grades this year? Like, do you feel grades are accurate, or do you think they're inflated? Like, especially when you have kids, and like, I know what Richland's doing because my kids go there, but like kids who are fully online kids, and then there's the kids who come to school, like the way they take assessments, and then the way your online kids take assessments for it. Like, are they equal? Because I know the faculty talks a lot about that at Penn Highlands with that, of what's equal or not. Any opinions out there on it?
I test on Fridays in the afternoon. We have those couple hours free, and I go to Google Meet, and they're required to go to Google Meet so I can see them and they can see me. Now, are they still possibly cheating? Possibly, but I think that the threat is there that, you know, I am watching them. My remote kids probably average about a C or a D, where the in-school kids are getting Bs. So, you know, are they cheating? If they are, they're not doing a very good job of it. That's what I do.
Go ahead, Rebecca. Did you want to throw something in there?
I just put on there that, you know, my test scores are 50% of their grade. They get one time to take it on, you know, Google Forms. Google Quiz is good, but I like Google Forms better. I don't know. I don't know if they're cheating or not. Really, they get one chance. They have, you know, I post everything on Monday. Tests I post on Wednesday, and they have till Friday at 8 a.m. to take it. I don't know. And I try to tell them like about integrity and things like that, but really it's entirely up to them. So, I don't know. I think we're all in that same, you know, part that, you know, if they would be cheating, their scores would be a little bit higher than they are. So I don't know. I hope they're getting out of what they should. You just don't know, you know, we don't know.
Yeah, I think assessment's the hardest topic to talk about right now. And we constantly talk about assessment because one, for ACE program, you have NACEP accreditation. So we have to show this data. But then for Penn Highlands and all universities, 2 years and 4 years, we're accredited by middle states. So we have to track assessment data for all of that. And when you look at it across the board for maybe 10 years, and I just use my astronomy as an example because I've been teaching that one for 10 years, and you kind of see the up and downs, it's like you wonder where this blip on the map's going to be. Is it going to be noticeable or not with that? And I always find it funny because, Brian, I actually see in my astronomy class, my kids who are online, who take that class as an online class, do worse. I have more D's, F's, and C's in that class than I do when I teach astronomy face-to-face for it. And I never can understand students' thought processes. They're like, yeah, I'll do it online. Part of the problem is they forget. They're just not regimented enough, even when I have them, to remember when to take everything. And for the due dates, they just seem to let them go by, and they miss 2 assignments, and then they're like, oh, I'm just done. Where when you see them in class, you're like that gnat reminding them constantly. It's like, you have to get this done. You have to do it for it. So yeah, it'll be interesting with assessment. I'm interested to see the state overall, what they do with assessment. Have you heard with like the Keystone test or anything? Are they doing them this year?
I heard as of now, they're going through with it. But
Okay.
That changes. So who knows?
And AP tests are still, are they doing the full AP tests? Still like not taking the 25% out like they did last year? Is that still going on? See, Rebecca said something. Yeah, she said she hasn't heard any changes. I hadn't either, but sometimes I'm not always in there. Oh, and she said the AP tests are still on too for it. Yeah, so I was just wondering if you guys heard anything on that or what was going on. That'll be an interesting sign because I don't know if you guys would have seen this. So the kids who took the SATs, and I personally thought this was really low. So for most of them, the first opportunity they had was August 28th. So my daughter was a senior, so she took the SATs then, and then when she got her scores back, I went to the college board. Nationwide, for everyone who took it that day, the average score was 1040, which I thought was kind of low. Maybe I have higher expectations, but I thought nationwide that was kind of low for it. So I wondered what that, 5 months of those kids, when they would have taken it in April and then not really having a lot and taking it in August, it'd be interesting to see what the years past were, but I don't know. Do you guys think 1040 was low for a national average, or is that me expecting too much out of our population of kids?
Do you have any data from previous years?
I don't. That's what I was trying to look to see, like what it was, just to compare. But just seeing that number, I was like, that just seems low. Like I thought it would have been closer to like 1100, 1150, like nationwide, since it wasn't just Pennsylvania or, but maybe I'm just a little bit thinking that kids do a lot better than they do. I don't know. So, but that would be interesting. I should try to keep finding that data to see if they have it. I'm sure they have it published somewhere of what the national average was for each test and that for it, because that would be interesting to see how kids do coming back from this, especially elementary kids too, with it, to see where they are. So, but yeah. Any other big topics your schools are doing in this area with like assessment or anything else that you guys see coming down the road? Like, do you think schools will continue this whole choice thing after this is over, of allowing kids to do online or face-to-face? Any thoughts?
I personally hope that after this year and everything's hopefully, so to speak, back to normal, that they require kids to come back. But I don't know. I think once you do something that's it's hard to go back to normal. I know the kids that come to school are doing great, and the kids that don't come to school are struggling. So in my opinion, they need to be in school. So hopefully that's going to be mandated in the future.
Yeah, I'm definitely the proponent of go to school. Like,
Me too.
You need to go to school for a reason. You need to be there. Yeah, I'm just not sure. So I would hope, because for you guys, I do, and I know, I feel bad for a lot of the teachers, because some of you are trying to do 3 jobs. You're trying to teach kids face to face, and then you have to provide stuff for your online learners, and that's difficult. I mean, I am at least boxed into, these are my kids who are online, and then these are my face-to-face kids for it. Because I always say, like, those are 2 different thought processes on how you teach online and how you teach face-to-face for it. And it'll be interesting. But I truly hope that schools basically say, no, you come to school if you want to do online. There's other things, and there's other cyber schools that you can go to in Pennsylvania and do those. But we're not going to provide that service. But the other thing I wondered is, do you think there'll ever be a snow day again? Because technically, I guess we'd never need a snow day again, right? Because you could just say, well, go to Google Classroom, so there's no more snow days. So we'll never have to change the school calendar again. You don't tack days on now at the end of the year, right?
For the past 2 years, we have had virtual snow days. So we don't do that. We haven't done that.
Oops, I lost you, Penny. Penny went out. Her connection must have went out on it. So yeah, so I do think that's interesting for the snow days. I haven't heard anything on it, but I thought, I wonder if school districts will change that policy too, and not have days anymore like built in for snow days, because which is kind of nice, because then you always know when you're graduating on time then. So that's kind of nice too. You have that date set. Oh yeah, cyber is expensive for districts, if not from the regular teachers. And I do wonder if that's going to change the landscape of what we do for that and how that splits. And you know, you guys are unions and you guys have your teacher unions and everything, and what that'll do for it, because you do have to pay into those kids who are cyber and that. So I think hopefully that's the piece that they're looking more to, instead of like not telling kids, just go to school. It's good for you. It causes less problems. So we'll see. But anything else? You guys all sound like you're on target. I kind of wanted to keep it at a half hour because I know we're all busy and I'm sure people have things to check. And I honestly have to go to Altoona for a hockey game because I'm just trying to suck up all the sports I can before someone puts a kibosh on it. So every game I can get to for anything, I'm just excited to go to right now.
I do have one quick question.
Sure.
I got a roster verification for my anatomy and physiology, and I did get one for bio. So I assume that I have no bio kids.
I will make a note of that, and I will check it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had honors at one point, and I had maybe double-digit ace kids, and I had advanced last year, and I had a couple. But this year, like I said, I have no verification for bio, so I'm assuming I don't have any.
And that's for just bio 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know Mr. Mangus has a lot of the bio 1 freshmen right now.
Yeah, he has the honors this year.
Yeah.
So I assume he has them.
Yeah, so he might have some of those. Okay. Yeah, I will double check with Kaylee tomorrow, and then I'll shoot you an email on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Rebecca, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Sherri.
Okay. Thank you. Penny, I saw you. You lost you there for a minute.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We were just finishing up. Do you have any closing thoughts or questions or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess I'll ask this too. Do you guys prefer to do this for the annual meeting, or do you like the dinner and stuff?
It doesn't matter to me.
That's the question.
It doesn't matter to me. Either or is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, either or.
Yes, either or.
Okay. All right. I just thought I'd ask because Kaylee might ask that question too if anybody said anything. So might as well put it out there now just to see it. So, because like we said, hopefully by next fall, I think things will be different, hopefully, in a good way. So we'll see. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for your time. Have a great evening. And if you need anything else, just let me know.
Thank you, Sherri.
Yep. Thanks. See ya.
Bye-bye.